follow-up information over an incident that happened earlier today. So at about 11 o'clock today, a police officer from the Fresno Police Department was flagged down in the area of Maple and Central. Basically, the Hispanic male was distraught, and he gave us information that his family had been abducted. So upon interviewing this victim, he let us know that he actually paid an undisclosed amount of money for some coyotes, in essence, to transport his family from the border here to Fresno, where he was to pay them. So somehow during the transaction, the coyotes decided that they wanted more money. So at this point, they began to argue. A family member actually rescued a 4-year-old little girl from the back of the vehicle. At that point, the coyotes left the area, along with his wife, Hispanic female in her late 20s, and his son, who was an 8-year-old male. In addition, there was also another male who was also trafficked here to Fresno. Once he notified us of the information, we got the FBI involved, and we also activated several of our teams, which took a lot of personnel. So I would like to thank not just the FBI, but some of my team from the Felony Assault Unit, the Magic Team, our CCAT unit, Street Violence Bureau TAC team, Major Narcotics, and several members of the SWAT team. So it took all of them to obtain information to try to get these individuals identified. We were able to pull some surveillance video which showed the vehicle, which was a maroon SUV. It took detectives several hours to actually find the vehicle in Madera in a parking lot of a shopping center. So at that point, we were able to establish contact and communication and do surveillance on the vehicle. So we've had to back off at a distance and just watch the vehicle, and we could tell that there were several people inside, so we believe the victims were inside. At some point, we were able to ruse the suspects back to Southwest Fresno. We were hoping they would meet us there in order to rescue this family. So my officers put a tactical plan together, did a lot of planning all afternoon. So this is a matter of about 7 hours that these people were held against their will. And I'm happy to say that just after 6 p.m., we were able to take the vehicle down, rescue the victims. Everyone is okay, and we have 2 suspects in custody. So at this point, we're going to have to process the scene. There's a lot that we don't know. What we do know is that we have the entire family reunited, and they're fine, although the children were very distraught. As a matter of fact, the 8-year-old boy I saw myself was clearly panicking, even throwing up because of the entire incident. But they are safe now, and they're being taken care of. We have another male victim who we're trying to identify, and we have 2 suspects. Our 2 main suspects are in custody. I'm happy to report that we accomplished all of this without a single shot being fired, without any use of force. It was done safely, and nobody was hurt. So I would consider this a very successful operation. Very proud of my team. Very happy that we had cooperation from the FBI. But I'm also thankful for our media partners. Several of our media partners had this information earlier on, and all we could disclose is that this was an ongoing investigation. So our media partners helped us, but by not putting the information out there, because obviously, if the information's out there about the vehicle and who we're looking for, then this does not work. This does not happen. Quite probably, this rescue does not take place. So thank you to our media partners who had this information all along and waited until now to release that information to the public. So again, a lot of information we just don't know, but this is very typical. And frankly, I'm very happy, very relieved that this worked out the way it did. But my question is, how many times does this happen, through our community, where coyotes, do these kinds of transactions? They're involved in human trafficking, and at last minute they change the deal, or they ask for an exorbitant amount of money, and our victims suffer. At this point in time, these 2 suspects are facing charges of kidnapping for ransom, false imprisonment, and human trafficking at the very least. So we're not identifying anybody right now because the investigation is ongoing as we speak. But again, very happy to report that everyone is safe.